next big move, biggest move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcasts. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day. But we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a mass and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today, when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
You must be new or something, man. We the best, man.
Everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome to Check the Market, live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Christophorus, Alice, Deborah, Lucy. Make sure you share the broadcast with everyone. We are still trying to put CNBC and Fox Business out of business. And so far, we're doing a great job. S&Pelosi 500. We got some interesting news. I was going to go over it yesterday, but I ran out of time. But we're going to go over it today and see what happened there with the ultimate insider traders, our great lawmakers of the United States of America. I hope I don't get deported for that comment. Stock Market Samurai, what's up? Janice, Bonnie, Deborah. All right, let's get right into it and get started. The market's going to open in a couple of minutes. And there was some news that came out about the CPI and inflation that wasn't too good. So we'll see where it opens up, and it'll probably end the exact opposite of where it opens up. Good morning, John. Ricky. All right, let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and see that first article. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I believe that's Kodak Black, isn't it? Is that the rapper Kodak Black? Is that right? Yeah, so that's Kodak Black. He's a rapper, and he's doing his part to drive down inflation by throwing his money over the side of his yacht, thereby reducing the money supply and taking down inflation with it. So thank you, Kodak Black from Check the Market, for doing something about inflation. We're thankful you're doing your part. All right, next. There we go. Jerome Powell. Hey, honey, did you buy the dip yesterday? Next. The true path to generational wealth is marrying a 34-year career politician that has access to insider information. This is the tip of the day as well. So the true path to generational wealth is marrying a 34-year career politician that has access to insider information. And we'll go over more of that here in a little bit. But yesterday we had the tip of the day was SenateStockWatcher.com, I believe it is. Yes, SenateStockWatcher.com. It's a list that compiles all the trades that senators do, and thereby you can trade with what they trade. It's delayed by a couple of days because they file the paperwork at the SEC, and it doesn't get posted right away. But you can still see what they do, and yeah, maybe make some moves like that. See if you can make some money. And the markets are open. Thanks for not shooting me like Kofi did point blank with that thing yesterday. Let's see what's going on here. It looks like the markets are down. The futures were pointing down because of the CPI. And it looks like the markets are down right now. We'll see what happens throughout the day. I believe that Jerome Powell will be speaking at some point, if not today, maybe Thursday and Friday, or Wednesday and Thursday, to Congress. So I believe they always do this strategically to calm the fears in the market. All right, let's see the next article. Good morning. And Magals is here, everybody.
Kodak Black, huh? What a dink.
Just throwing $100 bills
Do you think that's actually real money?
No,
or
that's what we have here.
Okay, that's what he was doing, wasn't
for
it?
sure.
Okay.
I mean, if it was real money, that's just... If you want to do that, go ahead.
I mean, who knows? Anything's possible, I suppose. Nothing surprises me.
That's why if they don't die like very young, they die very broke. Then they think back on this time. Man, I shouldn't have thrown those couple $100 off the boat.
Stupid. That's great. Morning, Steph.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
How was your vacation?
It was awesome.
Tell me, what was your favorite part?
Just to see Max, how happy he was at Disney World.
Oh my gosh. Disney World stinketh.
It does.
But it's so interesting just to see their reaction, because it's totally catered to children, even though it's a miserable time for parents. How hot was it?
He loved it. It wasn't too bad.
Not bad.
Mm-mm.
That's great. Because literally we're planning on going in a few weeks, and I am not August. Could you imagine? Help you, Lord.
It's going to be hot.
It's going to be a
And the
doozy.
crowds are back to where they were, like pre-COVID.
Really?
They say there's still limits, but I don't know if they are, because it looked exactly the same as when I used to go in college.
I'm going to be the person to rent the scooter. I'm just gonna crest over.
And drive right
Guys.
up to the fast pass line and like
100%.
demand.
Yeah.
There were a couple of those there.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna have to be that person. And then
then-
everybody hangs their bags on the stroller or the scooter. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to actually carry the bag.
And then you think, oh, this person can't walk. But then when they get to the Dole Whip stand, they can get off that thing as quick as ever.
Have you ever had the Dole Whip?
I have, yeah.
I stood in line. No, I didn't stand in line. I saw the line for Dole Whip, and I was like, that's got to be delicious for all these people to be standing in line. So then I went back, and then it was closed, the Dole Whip stand. Is it just pineapple ice cream?
No, it's vanilla ice cream. So I got the pineapple coconut swirl,
Okay.
which was really good. But what I've had there before is their pineapple float. So it's pineapple juice, Dole pineapple juice, with topped with the vanilla like soft ice, and it is really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I would recommend that more than the coconut pineapple thing.
I'm always hungry, seems like, lately. Anyway. All right, get back to it.
All right, let's see the article. Lumber wipes out 2021 gain with demand ebbing after record boom. Let's see it. Lumber, which at one point was among the world's best performing commodities as the pandemic sent construction demand soaring and stoked fears of inflation, has officially wiped out all of its staggering gains for the year. Prices at Monday's close were down 0.6% for the year as demand eases and supply expands in response to earlier gains. The rally turned a common building product into a social media sensation and a flashy point in the debate over U.S. monetary policy. At one point, lumber futures were trading as high as $1,733.50 per thousand board feet, more than quadruple the level of a year earlier. Lumber's drop is among the most dramatic examples of the easing in commodity prices after rallies in raw materials from copper to corn earlier this year fueled concerns that rising costs would undercut economic recovery. U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell last month cited lumber's decline as evidence that price pressures will cool as supply bottlenecks from the reopening economy are worked out and stimulus fades. No, I think Disney's a little overpriced right now, so I wouldn't buy Disney. But I have owned it before, and I have traded options on it. The sheer expense has taken many people out of the market, said Jamie Greeno, investment and commodities future advisor for brokerage PI Financial in Vancouver. Lumber for September delivery fell 5.6% Monday to $712.90 per thousand board feet on the CME.
Thank God.
So prices have declined on rising inventory levels and a significant drop in lumber demand at large retail stores, where do-it-yourself home renovators typically make their purchases, said Westland Capital Strategies Inc. Chief Executive Officer Greg Kuda. So I think now I'm going to go buy some lumber so that I can extend my deck. I was waiting for this.
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody's feeling the same way. And then you're just going to drive up the prices again.
Yep, exactly. All right, next article. Dogecoin. What do I know about Dogecoin? I've held it before. I bought it at like 8 cents or something. And then it went, I sold at 25 cents or something like that. But then I didn't buy back in. I should have bought back in, but I didn't. But I missed the biggest rally. Doge is down. Mm-hmm. I think it's down even more.
Did you see that the UFC fights? They had the crypto.com.
On their...
That's like the new... What would it be? Is Nick back there? I don't even know. It's crypto.com, and it's basically like the new UFC sponsor.
I see.
And so everybody that came out had crypto.com on.
Yeah.
So I just was wondering what crypto is doing, especially after that.
No, it's still down. Doge is now at 20 cents. Bitcoin is at 32. Ethereum is at 1980. Ripple's at 62. XRP is. So yeah, it's still all down.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the article. Compute North, which operates locations that host Bitcoin mining, plans to expand its capacity by 1.2 gigawatts, its CEO said in an interview. The block reported Monday. CEO Dave Perel said it could take until third quarter 22 for Bitcoin mining capacity to recover from the recent crackdown in China. Compute North has 5 sites under construction, he said. He did not say where these are. Compute North's colocation service entails providing a data center to host mining equipment. The Minnesota headquartered firm currently operates 3 such facilities in Texas, Nebraska, and South Dakota.
Wow.
So it looks
Freedom.
like Americans...
State.
Oh, yeah. Looks like American companies are expanding their capacity, which is good because then they can take over from those Chinese companies that had all the capacity.
Sure.
And the one that is traded that I like the most is Riot, R-I-O-T. And I'm in that one. Yes, Richard Branson did go into space yesterday. Did you see him floating in the, like...
Yeah, I loved how he prefaced all of it. Can you guys pull up the video? It's just a quick video, and he's just basically like, he's speaking into a mic right before he gets like released. So he's just like,
he's
so
giddy.
dramatic.
He's like a little kid, but I would be too.
Then the stock tanked. So what's that all about?
It's just overhyped. That stock trades on news. So now that it's over, everybody's like selling it again.
Wow. That's pretty funny.
So it might spike again when Jeff Bezos goes into space.
And that is
The
on the
17th.
18th? Oh, 17th.
The 17th or 18th, yeah.
Oh, man. Gotta have shades. Amen, Ellen. All right, next. Ooh, what a looker.
U.S. Senator Pat Toomey from Pennsylvania.
Your face has a dad bod.
U.S. Senator invests in Bitcoin and Ethereum via Grayscale. Grayscale GPTC has been on our high-risk list before. Let's see the article. U.S. Senator Patrick Toomey has declared investments in Grayscale's Bitcoin and Ethereum trusts. His declaration shortly followed one by fellow Congressman U.S. Representative Barry Moore, who declared that he had invested in Dogecoin, Ether, and Cardano. A growing number of U.S. lawmakers are investing in cryptocurrencies or crypto-related investments, which means they won't be too heavily regulated, because they're not going to, put themselves out. According to a periodic transaction report filed on July 7th, U.S. Senator Patrick Toomey from Pennsylvania declared 2 personal cryptocurrency investments, each worth between $1,000 and $15,000. One was in Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Maybe he watched Check the Market and saw that it was one of our high risk. So, Pat Toomey, thanks for being a fan. Make sure you share.
Appreciate it.
Let's see it.
Don't forget 10%.
That's right. Continue. The senator's investments have decreased in value since its purchases. He invested in Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, on June 15th when the price was around $33 per share. At the time of writing, it had fallen to $27.65. As for his investment in Grayscale Ethereum, the price was $24.45 on June 14th when bought, and it has since dropped about $20.41 at time of writing. Continue. Toomey has recently voiced concerns about crypto regulation a few days before investing in Grayscale's Bitcoin. These guys are like the ultimate insiders. The senator wrote a letter to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen urging the Treasury Department to make significant revisions to the crypto proposals by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. He believes that if the current proposals are adopted, they would have a detrimental impact on financial technology, the fundamental privacy of Americans, and efforts to combat illicit activity. He also raised concerns about FATF's guidance. The lawmaker from Pennsylvania is not the only U.S. senator with a Bitcoin-related investment. The outspoken pro-Bitcoin U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis from Wyoming, because Wyoming is going to be the Bitcoin capital of the world, according to Doug.
Okay.
He thinks that Wyoming, because a ton of companies are moving their headquarters there.
I wonder why. Just
to
space?
Cheyenne. Yeah, space. It's cheap. And they have like excess power capacity.
Is that where Kanye lives?
Yes, Wyoming. He has a ranch there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do they know?
Buy land in Wyoming.
Buy land.
Continue.
That's it. He said, okay. Somebody just said, do you think Virgin Galactic will go back over $50 a share?
At some point. For sure.
I just read this. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk books a flight with Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic.
I'm not surprised.
Interesting.
There's sweepstakes out right now for this, so that you can win a flight, where you buy like a certain amount of tickets to increase your chances and stuff.
What would you do if you won? Would you actually go?
I would.
No way. I would never do that.
I would.
I don't know.
I would
why
want to
have
feel
zero.
the weightlessness.
Isn't there like a chamber that you?
I would
can,
do
like,
the exact same thing he did, just float there like this, with a big smile.
He really was so creepy. Like
He was so happy. It's like
they were all-
70-something years in
So
the
the whole
making.
thing was just an hour long. The whole excursion.
Yeah.
How is that even possible to get? I mean, I guess it just doesn't make any sense. It feels like it should be a few days and then you could reach weightlessness. I don't know. It's
I
just
think that's-
why I feel like such an idiot when it
Essentially,
comes to
the
this.
goal is, I think the goal is for them to have like space hotels and stuff like that up there that you can visit, just so you can be in outer space.
Where I would love to see exactly where it's just basically past the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's
So you have the, what is that called?
It's like where it
when that
gets
like burns
dark.
out. Okay.
yeah. That's where
I'm sure we sound super smart right now.
yeah, I know. Whatever that line is called. There's some line. He didn't cross that line. I think it was like 72,000. No. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was up there.
Who's back there? Do you guys have the video? All right, pull up something and then pull up another something about where the heck they are.
Is it the Maginot Line or something like that? Hold on, let me Google it real quick.
I don't think I would ever do that even if I was given the opportunity for free. I must say, just no interest. What does that do to your brain cells?
No, the Maginot Line is French minister. Yeah, that was a World War II thing.
All of a sudden your brain's like, what is it? All right, let's see the video. There he is. His little
2, 1,
toothy
release,
grin.
release, release.
The edge of space on Virgin Galactic spacecraft. Okay, so it's right there, right at the edge. 2 pilots guided the vehicle carrying a billionaire founder and 3 Virgin Galactic employees. The VSS Unity launched from a carrier aircraft called the PMS above 40,000 feet.
Welcome to Space Unity 22.
Then it fired a rocket engine and accelerated faster than the speed of sound to get to the edge of space. Interesting. Slow backflip in the microgravity when the Virgin Galactic crew was weightless.
Complete experience of a lifetime. And now I'm looking down at
He's so
a
excited.
beautiful spaceport. Congratulations to everybody for creating such a beautiful, beautiful place. Congratulations to all our wonderful team at Virgin Galactic for 17 years of hard work to get us this far.
Main gear touchdown. And we're going to hold it just like this for a minute before bringing the nose down. Can see they're already celebrating inside there.
17 years in the making for that, huh?
So it's called the Kármán line, and it's at 100 kilometers,
Look.
330,000 feet.
All right, so where were they?
They were just beneath the Kármán line.
So there it is. Oh, right there. Right
Yeah.
there. Not Carmen like the late singer.
Kármán.
Kármán.
No. Kármán.
So there they were. Okay, interesting. Exosphere, and then that's where the exosphere is where the satellites are from Elon Musk's satellites. This is just so bizarre, huh?
It's interesting.
How bizarre! How bizarre! How bizarre!
So, okay, so it's the mesosphere.
Yeah, they
where
were in the
meteorites burn up.
they were like I think they were in the thermosphere, but not quite at the Kármán line. Which is why Jeff Bezos says that he's going to be the first one into space, because Blue Origin is actually going to cross the Kármán line.
Okay. Interesting. And then it says the highest space jump was from the...
A balloon at 41 kilometers.
Was that the magician there? Who did that?
No, that was somebody
He
else.
didn't break any records, right?
No, that was a record. He it wasn't like flying.
Oh, because
the magician did like the balloon thing.
balloons.
This was he went up in like a weather balloon and then jumped off of the weather balloon
What a psycho.
back to Earth.
All right. Back to stocks.
Back to stock.
Right. So we just need to get that off our chest here. Next.
Pelosi's husband tech stock spotlights law on lawmakers' trades.
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
All right, let's see the article. Paul Pelosi's multi-million-dollar win on Alphabet Inc. stock in the week before a U.S. House committee publicly considered legislation affecting technology giants has drawn renewed attention to a decade-old law governing lawmakers' trades that some outside experts say should be changed. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband acted legally and within the bounds of the 2012 Stop Trading on Congressional Knowledge or STOCK Act when he exercised options to acquire more shares of the parent company of Google for a nearly $5 million gain. That law requires disclosure by members of Congress and other government employees, including lawmakers' spouses, of such transactions and prohibits their use of non-public information for private profit. The Speaker complied with House rules and disclosed her husband's trade in a July 2 filing. Continue. She actually has a husband.
Yeah, no kidding.
Still, some experts challenge the appropriateness and political optics of Paul Pelosi's stock activity and are calling on Congress to prohibit lawmakers and potentially their families from trading individual stocks. Lawmakers in both chambers have in the last several years pushed for more stringent restrictions on how members play the stock market, but those efforts have not been enacted because they would have to vote on it.
Yeah.
And they're not going to. What leapt out to me was the massive amount of money involved, said Craig Holman, a lobbyist at the government watchdog group Public Citizen. This is the spouse of the House leader making millions on stock transactions with businesses that fall under legislation that Nancy Pelosi can control. Continue. A Pelosi spokesman has said the Speaker had no prior knowledge of her husband exercising the options. So they're not on speaking terms. The circumstances on Facebook status, it's complicated.
That is hilarious. Okay. Continue.
Bloomberg News reported Wednesday that Nancy Pelosi's July 2nd financial form included that her husband had on June 18th exercised call options to acquire 4,000 shares of Alphabet at a strike price of $1,200. The trade netted him a $4.8 million gain and it's risen to $5.3 million since then as the shares have jumped. The Alphabet call options that Paul Pelosi held were exercised on the very last day he could have exercised them, according to Pelosi's July 2nd filing. They would have expired on June 19th, making them no longer valid. Continue.
This is what people don't understand. Is like these Democrats. It's like there's this buddy of mine. He started wearing every photo he's in. It says "tax the rich."
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, like, you don't even understand anything about the elite. Like they refuse to pay their fair share.
They're not going.
And they're going to continue doing this kind of stuff and it's just permissible, of course, because it's all within the law. So it's just absolute garbage.
It
Tax
is.
the rich. No idea about any of it. All right, continue.
He'd also bought 20 call options in May for Amazon with a strike price of $3,000 and 50 call options for Apple with a strike price of $100. Both of those had a June 2022 expiration date. So he thinks Amazon and Apple are going to go up by June 2022. The disclosure of Paul Pelosi's exercising of the options as required has itself renewed calls from some experts for changing the rules for trading by lawmakers. who are privy to sensitive information and pass laws that can move markets. Some urge updating the Stock Act, including with language to tighten restrictions on whether members of Congress and their immediate family should be holding individual stocks at all. Representative Abigail Spanberger, a Virginia Democrat, introduced a bill in January that would require lawmakers and their immediate families to put specified investments into a qualified blind trust. The bill has attracted 15 co-sponsors. The House referred the measure to the House Administration Committee, which has not considered it. Surprise, surprise. Continue. Two other Democrats, Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and Representative Pramila Jayapal of Washington State, have previously sponsored legislation that would prohibit lawmakers and other senior government officials from owning or trading individual stocks. The Stock Act has shown itself to be a leaky boat that needs to be patched and updated, argues Marty Subramaniam, the Charles E. Merrill Professor of Finance and Economics at the Stern School of Business at New York University. Wow. Subramaniam says it's difficult to establish a clear connection between lawmakers' trades and information obtained in secret meetings or closed committee hearings. I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest here. If I was a congressman or a senator and I had insider information, would I use it? Possibly.
100%, yes, of course.
Yeah.
How does it not? It just. I think that even subconsciously, you'd.
Because they have.
I don't necessarily think that, because I mean, what would be? I don't know. I just don't. How could you? Yeah. There's no way to vet that.
Yeah. There's no way to vet, because even what Kelly Loeffler did, and one of the reasons why I think she lost the Georgia race was because of all of that stock trading that her family and her trust did prior to COVID, because that was just a front and center of the campaign.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So it's not just Nancy Pelosi; the Republicans are in on it too.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But the Republicans get the. I mean, they get crucified for everything, but.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
Yeah. Stock market samurai say it's legal, and as long as it's legal,
there's no way of stopping it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to keep up with what they're doing.
Even if you're just having a dinner, if Nancy and whatever his name is are having dinner together, and she just says, "Yeah, we're working on some legislation for," even if they never talked about it, he's gonna be like, "They never talked about the stocks." Okay. Oh man, they're working on legislation of this. I'm gonna get rid of my stocks.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Next.
Oh, that's that balloon. That was his name, Felix Baumgartner. He's a Swiss guy or Austrian.
I think I remember this.
We'll start removing here and release. If you're scared, walk away.
How long does it take, I wonder?
To reach up there?
Yeah. In a hot air balloon. Oh, he actually jumps out.
Yeah.
What is he, insane?
Christopherus thinks you could pull that off, no problem.
Jump her away.
How does he not black out?
Speed 725. Showing Felix in a stable descent.
Wow. And he actually lands on his own 2 feet. Is he dead now?
No, I think he's still alive.
Is he?
Yeah.
What a guy. Yeah, no interest whatsoever.
No, I wouldn't do that either. I'd go in the spaceship.
How do you stabilize yourself? And what's the free fall time on that?
It's a good question.
30 minutes? That's unreasonable.
I don't think it would be
10 minutes?
10 minutes probably somewhere.
10 minutes? Why does that feel too small? I feel like you were just in outer space, and then all of a sudden it just takes 10 minutes to.
No.
See, I just am having a hard time with this.
I wouldn't
Mine can't
skydive,
comprehend.
personally.
I think I would skydive. I don't know why I would, and then I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't skydive, but I'd go up in one of those Virgin Galactic ships.
No chance.
But I'm not jumping out of it, that's for sure.
Bungee jump?
What's that?
Bungee jump?
No.
No chance. Same here.
I don't want to fall. I don't.
Well, it's just your spine takes the brunt of it.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that.
All right, next.
JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs earnings beat, but trading slows sharply. So JP Morgan and fellow Dow Jones giant Goldman Sachs beat second quarter estimates before Tuesday's open, even as both saw trading revenue come off big Q1 results. JP Morgan stock fell slightly while Goldman stock edged higher. Continue. Big bank stocks have been under pressure recently as treasury yields are tapering off. All right, so there's the JP Morgan earnings. They were seen skyrocketing 121% to $3.05 per share, but sales are expected to fall 9%. The results, JP Morgan earnings spiked to $3.78 a share.
That's a lie.
With revenue at $30.5 billion. The banking giant released $3 billion from loan loss reserves, boosting the bottom line. Continue.
It took 90 minutes to reach the target altitude.
How long to
3 minutes and 48 seconds.
So he was free falling basically the entire way until like the last possible minute.
Yeah, it must have been.
Because Joe just said 10,000 feet takes 5 minutes. I'm guessing that's probably with your parachute open.
It takes 5 minutes. So you think, but then when did his parachute?
It must have been like a last possible. I mean, less than 10,000 feet, obviously. It must have been like 5,000, maybe 6,000 feet where he opened it.
No, wait, it says it was estimated to have lasted 3 minutes and 48 seconds before his parachutes were deployed. So there was time. I wonder if there was time even after that where his parachute's deployed and then
Oh, yeah.
he comes down.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a straight shot all the way to Earth. If not, what is happening?
It took 3 minutes for him to open his parachute.
3 minutes and 48 seconds.
I wonder how quick. Is there some sort of formula that I learned about in physics? We might have to pull it out and pull out a blackboard or something.
It's just kind of hard to believe. 3 minutes. But I mean, I guess that's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
If you're just free falling. You know what I mean? It's like a song.
Yeah, free falling for 3 minutes. That's just free falling for a second when I trip down the stairs is too much.
Oh, 100%. But was he flipping down too? Because it looked like he was like a little bit out of control as he was coming down.
He could have been. I think he just. Have you ever seen like Halo jumps in the movies when like the Navy SEALs jump out of the high altitude?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like that pose where you just pose yourself like a bullet basically coming back to Earth. Yeah. Head first.
They'd find me with vomit all over myself, Melanie Jones says. Yeah, and fecal waste. Up to my neck. Okay. Anyways, next. Continue.
U.S. small business optimism rises despite labor shortage, inflation worries continue. Next article. Next article. U.S. consumer prices surged in June, topping all estimates. So the CPI went up. It was estimated at 0.5%, but it went up to 0.9%. Prices paid by U.S. consumers surged in June by most since 2008, topping all forecasts, my goodness, and showing higher costs associated with the economy's reopening continue to fuel inflationary pressures. The consumer price index jumped 0.9% in June and 5.4% from the same month last year, according to Labor Department data released Tuesday, excluding the volatile food and energy components. The so-called core CPI also rose 0.9%. The core increased 4.5% from June 2020, the largest advance since November 1991. Used vehicles accounted for 1/3 of the gain in the CPI last month. The agency said the outsized increase in June CPI was also driven in large part by the pricing rebound in categories associated with broader reopening of the economy, including hotel stays, car rentals, apparel, and airfares, which you can't get like rental cars anymore. It's crazy. Continue. Expectations that those increases will normalize help explain the Federal Reserve's view that inflation is transitory. The median forecast in the Bloomberg survey of economists called for a 0.5% gain in the overall CPI from the prior month and a 4.9% year-over-year increase. Treasury yields climbed following the data, while the dollar jumped and the S&P futures fell. The Standard and Pelosi's 500. The year-over-year figures have shown outsized gains in recent months, partly because of so-called base effects. The CPI retreated from March through May of last year during the pandemic lockdowns. While the annual figures are expected to peak, it's not clear how much moderation will occur over the coming months. Continue. Household spending on merchandise, fueled in part by government stimulus, has left businesses scrambling to fill orders while facing shortages of materials and labor. That dynamic is contributing to higher costs, which often feed through to consumer prices. Meanwhile, the lifting of pandemic restrictions is propelling purchases of services like travel and transportation, another contributor to inflationary pressures. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has said that recent price increases are the results of transitory reopening effects, though more recently acknowledged the possibility of longer-term inflationary pressures. Bottlenecks, hiring difficulties, and other constraints could continue to limit how quickly supply can adjust, raising the possibility that inflation could turn out to be higher and more persistent than we expect. Make up your mind, Powell. Next. Bitcoinization. JP Morgan sees no tangible economic benefits of Bitcoin as legal tender.
Boomers.
For real. JP Morgan and Chase Latin American research team published a report titled The Bitcoinization of El Salvador Thursday. El Salvador recently passed legislation making Bitcoin legal tender alongside the US dollar. The JP Morgan analysts who authored the report wrote, "It is difficult to see any tangible economic benefits associated with adopting Bitcoin as a second form of legal tender." The report also points out that recent surveys suggest widespread skepticism and hesitance of Bitcoin as a medium of exchange, with extreme volatility posing a particular acute challenge in a bi-monetary system alongside official dollarization. Continue. JP Morgan noted that Bitcoin's daily trading volumes often exceed 40 to 50 billion. However, a large portion of Bitcoin is locked up in illiquid entities, with more than 90% not changing hands in more than a year, the analyst explained. Only a small fraction of circulating supply mobile and available for use in everyday transactions. Daily payment activity in El Salvador would represent -4% of recent on-chain transaction volume and more than 1% of the total value of tokens, which have been transferred between wallets in the past year. All right, next article. Fed's Bullard says time is right to scale back stimulus, Bitcoin unmoved. Fed's taper talk presents downside risk to liquidity-addicted financial markets. As long as there's liquidity in the markets, everything's going to be fine. But as soon as they start taking it out, the market's going to go down. They're going to start crying again. Just let the market go down a little bit so I can buy some more. The U.S. economy is ready for a gradual unwinding of the central bank's liquidity-boosting bond purchase program. Anyways, next. Here we go. United Air and Mesa agreed to buy up to 200 small electric planes.
Okay.
Sweden's Heart is developing a 19-seat model for short flights.
Interesting.
Additional purchase expands carriages to push to cut emissions. So it's a 19-seat plane, the Heart ES-19, with an operating range of 250 miles.
That's not very far.
It's not. And I don't even know where they would use a plane like that. The article says that since the 1990s, they haven't used like a 19-seat plane. The smallest plane that United has right now
It would be like
is a
New
50
York to DC or something, or New York to.
It would be like New York to Long Island, or something like that.
Yeah, something like super bogus.
Or to Martha's Vineyard from Boston.
Yeah. It started like the new ferry.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next article. Look at this. Sam's Club unveils pilot where shoppers scan purchases and have items shipped home. For Sam's Club shoppers, a trip to the store typically means lugging home big and often cumbersome items.
Yeah.
A month's supply of diapers, lawn chairs, large cartons of chicken broth, or giant boxes of cereal.
Dude, that's a brilliant idea.
It is.
I'm going to drop some dough. I'm going to drop some dough.
The Walmart-owned membership club is flipping that on its head as it tests a new digital tool. Customers at select clubs can browse the aisles. It's like I'm still on vacation. Retrieve items that fit in the car trunk and ship other purchases directly to the home. They can check out all purchases in a single transaction on their smartphones. I wonder how much that would cost, though.
Extra delivery fee? I don't care what it would cost. Because think about it. You walk down those aisles and they have seasonal items. Like, for example, like a
Trampoline.
7-foot beanbag chair.
Yeah.
That's
not gonna fit in your
rollable.
car.
And there's no way that I want it.
Yeah.
It's not going to fit in my car. So these are the items that I pass by all of the time that I just say, I'm not going to be able to buy this.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre, but that's just my life. The life of a shopper.
Well, look at this. They're thinking of a solution for
Telling
it.
you, wow.
Now you can get that 7-foot beanbag
Can't
chair.
wait. Literally can't wait. Because what are they going to charge? Even if they charge $20,
Yeah, for home delivery for all your items or whatever.
I'd pay that.
Yeah.
No problem. It's probably going to be more than that, don't you think?
Yeah.
I still pay.
Especially for big items like TVs or...
Yeah, who wants to lug around a TV?
Yeah. Because if you get anything over what, like a 60-inch TV, it's going to be tough to fit that in most cars.
Facts. How about the children's
Because of the
play?
width.
They have like a little play, like a
Yeah. The
playgrounds.
Yeah, exactly.
They have pools. They have inflatables. Those boxes are just gigantic.
Yeah. Or even if you get 3 packs of the big paper towel rolls, your car's full at that point.
Oh, it's true.
So this is they're smart.
Great idea.
Walmart and Sam's Club. Walmart is WMT.
I'm gonna actually buy some Walmart then.
$sign WMT.
On my way.
We should have a rolling beanbag chair for the show. United is trying to get this going trash idea from Trash Air. Wait, that's not going to fly.
Do I have stock in it? Share price is $140. Dang. Okay, one more.
Stock Market Samurai said maybe they'll make it free since you pay a membership fee. They might introduce new levels of Sam's Club memberships that'll have then free.
Wow.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's interesting. Because even who wants to carry that? If you get one of those big things of like the
don't wanna carry
diced tomatoes.
I don't want to carry it. I don't.
No.
Frankly, I wish they would just do a digital store so that I could just literally shop from home, and then digitally put the
everything
carts
delivered.
stuff in my cart. Seriously, that would be amazing, but it's a little too advanced
Yeah.
for our time. But yeah, no, that's a great idea. I would definitely do that. All right, next.
That's it.
That's it. All right, give me your 3
All right.
picks of the day.
Go ahead. Make my day.
So for low, it's Target. Wah, wah, wah. Target Corp. Target is general merchandise retailer, sells both in-store and through its online presence. Target is fairly overpriced, like its counterpart Walmart. However, it's a very strong retail company with consistent revenue and earnings per share growth. It has a small dividend at around 1.4%. and has multiple buy ratings from analysts and investment firms. It's fairly overvalued compared to peers in the retail industry. If you buy some now, you can always buy some more when there's a better price on the stock. This would be a long-term hold for me. It's more profitable than most companies in the retail sector and should have no problem servicing its debt. Medium, JBL. Jabil Inc. provides electronic manufacturing services and solutions. It provides electronic design, production, and product management services to companies in the automotive, capital equipment, consumer lifestyle, wearable technologies, defense and aerospace, digital home, healthcare,
Wow.
etc.
They're in healthcare too.
Basically, they manufacture all sorts of electronics.
Gotcha.
The company has seen great revenue growth, average of 8.78% over the past 5 years. The stock has risen sharply and is a little overpriced, but so is everything else. There's great momentum in this stock. There's been some insider buying. If I bought it today, I would sell around $70 to $75. I believe it's trading right around $60, $50, $60. Potential risks are it's a cyclical nature of electronics manufacturing or the loss of one of its big customers, since it's a contract manufacturing. So people like Fitbit would go to Jabil and be like, hey, we need these watches made, and then they manufacture them. Fairly highly leveraged company, but should still be able to repay its debt comfortably. High is MCFT, Mastercraft Boat Holdings, a manufacturer of powerboats, currently unprecedented demand for boats. I was talking to my brother who's into boats and jet skis and stuff like that, and he said there's a wait list for boats, and used boats are selling for a high premium right now because there's still a pent-up demand for leisure activities such as boats and RVs. They've had revenue growth over 11% annually over the past 5 years. Revenue fell slightly in 2020 due to shutdowns, but has come roaring back. Price to book is a little overvalued, but this company has not reached its previous high of $39 per share pre-pandemic. I think it's right around $27 a share. I would sell around the previous high of $39 a share. It has a buy rating for multiple analysts, and also this is a cyclical stock, so there is some risk involved. Supply bottlenecks and supply chain issues, as well as demand going down due to the economy reopening. But a lot of people have decided that they want a vacation their way, and so they're buying boats.
Awesome.
So Mastercraft, MCFT, trading around $27 a share right now.
Target, Jabil, and Mastercraft. Awesome. All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. But before we go into a time of offering, what's your tip of the day? Did you already share it?
I didn't have a tip of the day, but if you want to make it in the market, like really make it, you got to marry somebody who's been in politics for 38 years.
That's what it was. Great. Fantastic.
There we go. The true path to generational wealth is marrying a 34-year career politician that has access to insider information. There's your tip of the day.
Awesome.
So if you're single and you've got a, these are the things I look for in a spouse, make sure you add that to the list.
I am both proud and disappointed. All right, listen, we're going to open up this time for a time of giving. If you have not partnered with Revival today, now is your chance. And you get this amazing mug as a gift from us to say thank you. Thank you to you, dear partner. Here are the ways that you can give. If you're watching on Facebook, it's #donate. Text RT to 50155. If you've got Cash App, it's $RT Give, Venmo RT Give. And then, of course, revivaltoday.com/PayPal if you're using PayPal. We're accepting cryptos of all kinds. So scan the code or go to revivaltoday.com/give for the crypto. Looks like okay, there it is. Give that a little minute. And then finally, that's disgusting thought, stock market samurai. Actually, it's not. 59 isn't that old anymore.
It's not.
That's what's crazy.
How old do you have to be to get into Congress? 18?
18?
25? Whatever it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, 25.
Okay. Finally, if you want to mail in a check, you can do so at revivaltoday.com, or rather, Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, PA 15329. Don't forget to claim your offer at revivaltoday.com/offer, because a lot of the giving platforms do not collect your personal information. If all of this is still too difficult, 412-446-2332, and we would love to walk you through it. Max, any thoughts from the fight on Saturday? Did you watch it? I thought that it would have been interesting if Conor won, because he's way more entertaining than Dustin. But I feel like Dustin is the underdog, clearly, and won fair and square, whether or not it was whatever. But he'll never be able to kind of, surpass this kind of loss, because of course now Conor's basically saying, well, it was like an injury, the tibia, was it, that like clean broke off.
Yeah.
So it was like a kind of like injury. It wasn't anything that Dustin did. So it's just kind of like, it's an unfair way to win a fight, or lose one, I guess. So it just kind of stinks. But I actually had to lay down and wrap like a towel over my head, because I actually saw the break as it happened. Did you get a chance to see any of that?
No.
It's awful.
I didn't want to.
It's...
So I'd be in the same position.
Yeah, it was like I literally had to like lay down. So anyways, there you have it. Here's the lineup. We're going to have an 11 a.m. broadcast, followed by 4 p.m. Wow, look, this is nice, huh? Look at that. Look, I look tired in that picture, but okay, I look thin. Good job. Followed by Maddie Ortiz at 4 p.m. And of course, tonight we're going to come back live on Check the News with Evangelist Jonathan. And so there you have it. We will see you tomorrow, same time, 9:20 a.m. here on Check the Market. See ya.
See ya.